Why politicians like AOC and Bernie Sanders don't accomplish anything in Congress. Let's talk about it on Kyle Talks Money. Just a guess, but I have a feeling half of you either love Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the far left, and an equal amount hate their policies. Whatever the case, I'm not going to try to make this a political video. Sure, it says AOC and Bernie Sanders in this video, but you can also include politicians like Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, and Marjorie Taylor Greene on the far right. The point of this video isn't to demonize either side. Some of you are Democrats, some of you are Republicans. That's completely fine. But the issue is that most of these folks on the fringes of the political spectrum don't actually accomplish anything. I'm serious. Unless you live in an authoritarian regime, the backbone of all decisions in a democracy is compromise. It's basically opposing sides who get 50% of what they want in order to get something done. That's what has moved the needle of progress year by year, decade by decade, and century by century. And when there are politicians who all they do is talk, sure, what they're saying is very popular. They should have a word for these kind of people. Populists? They say they want this and they want that. They speak only in absolutes because that's what gets people excited. What turns you on more? Free college for everyone, or I'm going to work with my colleagues and try to make college more affordable. But when you put them into office and when they realize, my absolutist rhetoric doesn't go well with the other elected officials here, instead of creating any meaningful legislation, all they do is talk. They blame everyone else instead of realizing they have to do this thing, this C word that everyone hates, compromise. You want Medicare for all? How about you support a piece of legislation I want? Let's look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's legislative record, for example. She has introduced 21 meaningful bills before the House. Meaningful meaning bills that do something aside from naming a post office after some famous dead person. All 21 bills never even got past committee. And don't the Democrats control the House as I'm making this video? Sure, she has her group of far-left colleagues to pose with on GQ, but this isn't high school. What about Bernie Sanders? AOC has only been around for like 3 years, but Bernie has been around for decades. Bernie is more of an amendments guy. He would attach some small thing he supported onto a law. More than 500 times he has done that, and 100 have been included as part of a larger bill that eventually became law. Some improvements over AOC, but nothing really to champion as real legislative victories. I added a few paragraphs to this new law, vote for me. But that makes 400 of his amendments going nowhere because he refuses to compromise with even his Democratic colleagues. When you have a reputation for someone who can't compromise or even work with others in your own party, you're not going to get anything done. Let's look at the far right with Jim Jordan from Ohio. He's been around since 2007 and nope, no real legislative accomplishments either. Another loud voice who doesn't get much done. Big surprise there. The point I'm making is that actual legislative accomplishments matter, especially if these politicians want to become president someday. Why? Because a president not only has to compromise with all of Congress, they have to have built relationships. Think about that. Sure, many of us get swept up in rhetoric and big personalities, but underneath all that, do they get anything done? What are your thoughts? Do you like big words and no actions? If you like this video, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I talk about money and everything related to it, so don't miss out. And as always, take care of your money.